Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Wait a
hi.
minute.
Fancy meeting you here. What was that you were listening to then?
I still have the radio on.
Oh,
I
what?
wasn't watching.
Radio 1?
No, Radio 4.
Radio 4. How many radio stations are there like that? Like one, how high does that go? 4, right?
What, for stuffy old people?
No, but it goes radio 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a 5?
There's a 5.
There's 6?
Where's
Very
it?
generic sounding.
Pardon?
It sounds generic because it's like, yeah, it's
a bit obvious.
right. It would be like going to the grocery store and being like cereal 1, cereal 2, cereal 3, cereal 4.
Yes. Yeah. No. Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. How many there are? I could go to my sounds and do it for you.
No.
But
God,
anyway,
think of
I won't.
what would happen if you did that.
No.
This would be over.
Anyway, have you turned your switch on to record?
Yes, we're going. Yes.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Oh, flipping heck. So that will be on the thing about the radio.
We'll see. Depends.
Well, now
I like your hoop earrings.
They're big, aren't they?
They are big. They are big.
Yeah. I thought they looked nice with the necklace.
Yeah, it looks nice. You look nice. You're
That's
starting to take these very seriously, except when you show up eating and listening to Radio 4.
Yes, and also if you saw my leggings, they're covered in mud, and I've got funny little elf slippers on.
Can I ask if the mud is from a scrumping?
No. I think I did walk past that field today, but it was so rainy.
So
it was just
wasn't time for extraction.
No, I was eyeing the potatoes up, but I got some from there the other day, and I was very disappointed in them. I think
when you get hungry and you're talking to someone, do they just turn into a potato? And like in cartoons, it would be like a honey glazed ham. For you, do people just turn into some sort of russet?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, good.
That's just.
Oh, thank you. So how have things been going? We took a week off last week from this. For the holiday. Yeah. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving there because your country is full of people who don't respect the best country on earth, America.
No, exactly. And they're very poorly here, everybody. So they couldn't celebrate anything.
Right, of course.
And anyway, of course, what was I going to say? And it was your birthday last week.
We don't need to get into that. But
don't we?
No, good Lord, no. That's irrelevant. No. Yeah.
I think it's relevant.
Well, all right. Well, if we wanted to, should we say how many cards you sent? It's the same. It's the same number of radio station you were listening to. You sent me 4 cards.
4, yes. Two. I got sort of by mistake. I'd forgotten I bought one a while ago.
Right.
And then I didn't think I bought one, so I bought another one, and the words were, I think they were identical, weren't they?
They were close. So then there were those 3, and then you sent me some wine, and there was a card included in that too.
There was and then I sent you a card from Jose. There was a Peloton bike.
Right, that's right. Yes.
And then I sent you some wine, and there was a card in the wine.
Yes, I'm chomping at the bit to get to your wine. I'm having a week away from the wine, but once I return,
you're going to be into it.
Okay, good. I like that. So what's been going on? So what's been going on over there? Any exciting gossip? Any exciting news?
Let me think.
Just been raining, and you've not been stealing potatoes?
No. I'm trying to think what's been exciting this week. I think the vaccine is exciting, but now everywhere's criticizing this country and thinking that it hasn't been tested enough. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I should be first in the queue.
You're not first.
No, but I would like to be.
No. Give it a minute.
No, well, it will happen that way because that's how it's happening.
Yes, but you're not first in line. You wish you were first in line.
I wish I was first in line. I'm glad I'm old. It's an advantage, isn't it?
It sure is.
It's the only advantage of being old.
No, it also means that if a farmer catches you with a satchel full of potatoes, you can go, I didn't know what I was doing. Where am I? Where's my home? Is this not my home? Are these not mine? Is this not my farm? Oh, I've had such a terrible fall. Now keep the potatoes. Don't need to worry, I'm sorry.
I want him to put some slabs down to make it nice so that I can get to the strip.
I hit the, maybe because this might happen again because I've got such bad dementia, you could lay some slabs down in case I do this again, but I can't have another fall. Maybe a little pathway leading to that and the asparagus area, which I'm just generally assuming you have at some point during your season.
I could ask him if he knew where that was. He might like to go and pick some himself.
Well, if he knew what, where his asparagus was?
Well, it'll be a different farmer with the potatoes. And
They're different farms.
Yeah, well, I think so. And he might not know where the asparagus is, so he might be quite pleased to hear the story. I could give him a little map of how to get there.
Absolutely, yeah, a little asparagus map.
Yes, yeah.
So
I like the T-shirt.
Okay, sure, yeah, Cat Daddy AF. You know what that stands for? Why don't you have a guess what AF stands for?
Wait a minute. Cat Daddy, as father.
No, the first word's right.
As, I don't know.
Begins with an F.
Yes, what's the second letter?
U.
Oh, I think, is it something rude?
Like what?
Well, you know, that 4-letter word, but maybe with an ER on the end of it.
What 4-letter word?
You know, that one that I sometimes hear you use, but not very often.
Which one?
You know.
I don't.
Is it the 4-letter word?
Which is the 4-letter word? Say it, and then I'll tell you if it is.
No, I want you to tell me if it is. I'll say it.
Is that a deal?
Yes.
It is.
F-U-C-K.
No, you didn't say it. You spelled it. You've gone back on your word.
All right,
on the word.
Fuck.
There you go. That's good. Good work. All right. Yes, Cat Daddy is fuck.
I like saying that.
Did you do anything for Thanksgiving? Does anything happen there for Thanksgiving?
No, nothing at all. They do Black Friday. I think we talked about that last week.
I think we talked about both. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. I've forgotten.
Okay. Yeah. Good. That you're in character for the farmer. That's perfect.
I am. I'm ready. Yes. What perfect. Potato?
Yeah. What's a potato?
I don't remember going in the field. You're making it up.
I've hit my head so hard earlier in the week. That's all you got to say. And then as far as the vaccine goes, what are people saying? People are saying that they don't trust the vaccine, because there's a lot of that here too. And I do sort of understand that in a way. I mean, this has been rushed, and even with certification, I mean, who knows, It's not like the flu vaccine, which I think is fairly similar every year. This is obviously a very different thing.
I think what they're saying is that they haven't given enough testing.
Yeah.
And I think your Dr. Fauci and then some German bloke says that, but Britain seems to think that that it's safe, and that they've done a lot of testing, and that they've got very good testers. So I think it's fine.
You think it's fine in your medical
opinion? I think I'm taking it. I'm not having any hesitation whatsoever.
You don't give a shit. You are ready to have it put in your arm.
Give shit.
Yeah. Okay, well, listen to you. When was the last time you were drunk? Like nicely drunk? When was that?
Really drunk?
Pretty drunk to drunk.
Oh gosh, probably a long time ago.
Like how long? Because you went out with your sister and your sister-in-law maybe a month ago.
Yes.
You had a couple then.
Yes.
When was the last time you were really drunk?
Legless drunk.
Legless drunk.
Probably when I was in America.
Oh, so it's been a while.
I think it would be that. I don't know. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah. A memory I have that's very crazy is I have a memory of Nan, your mom, who is no longer with us, being very drunk after a Christmas party.
Yes.
And I remember being in the car. I was in the back with Russ and maybe another child. Or no, I was in the back, sorry, with Russ and Nan, who was shit-faced. And grandpa was driving back, And as he was driving back, Nan in the back seat threw up all over the car floor. And it must have been a weird kind of boxy car because every time Grandpa stopped and started the car acceleration, you could hear it slushing, and you literally said, "Lift your feet up, lift your feet up," and everyone lifted their feet up. And I remember being like, "Man is wasted."
I remember. I don't know whether you're muddled up with this story or maybe there's another one, but there was we went to the Bowens one year, and
Yeah, that's what I think I'm talking about.
And I'd hired a car.
Okay.
And I was driving, and Grandpa was in the back with Nan.
Okay,
and Nan,
that's right.
And apparently she'd been sick at the party, and I didn't know this until quite recently, that apparently this is horrible, but she was sick in the wash hand basin and all over the soap. And apparently all the children there after that always called it the carrot soap.
Oh, that is fucking vile.
I think you might cut that.
I think we might have to cut that in.
Yeah.
I think that might have to be the teaser.
No, you won't. Anyway, so then she got in the car and Dad was in. I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, it's a very early memory.
Well, you must have been in the front with me then, because Dad was in the back with Mom.
I think I was in the back. I think I was also in the back.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she started to be sick and Dad was rubbing her back. And I didn't know she was.
Get it all out on the rental car. Come on.
That's what he said.
Let it go.
He was going, come on, Duck.
Push it.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Bring it up. Get it. Get it.
Bring the gin up.
Put it in the little. Put it in the little pocket they have in the back of the chairs. Just get it right in there. Now hit that and make it shoot out. That's good.
But all in my rental car. And it's one of the first times, I think, well, a couple of times, I was so angry with Dad. I said, don't do that. I'm going to stop.
Keep going. I love you. Keep here. I'll go. I'll go too. Blah, we're both going. We've got a partner.
Awful. And anyway, we got the car back, and I tried to clean it, and it was just couldn't clean it up. So anyway, when I took the car back, this is how bad it was. It was so bad. And I just said to them, I said, I would have actually brought the car back and complained. I said, I think somebody actually has been sick in here, because I said, it smelt of sick the whole time I've had it. And they were, we're so sorry.
Oh, it does. Stinks of. How did you even drive this for 10 days? It's horrible.
Wasn't it awful?
Well, you know, they're big companies, so screw them.
Yeah. Well, it was quite a little company I'd hired that from in those days, but still, never mind.
Whatever.
Anyway,
let's just say it was budget.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, we're trying to keep these confined to a length now. So why don't we jump into the pictures now that we've had a nice warm up in the batter's box of what it's like to throw up in a European car.
Yes, and about the soap.
And the soap, yes.
Anyway,
I've got a couple today.
Okay, you do yours.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this one I found. I don't really remember this one. This is me picking you up.
Gosh.
That's at our old house.
Oh, is that Cedarburg Road?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. See?
And it's funny. I mean, I have black. I don't know if you remember that when I dyed my hair black. I did a thing I did a film in college, a short film, and they wanted me to have my hair black, and they said this is temporary dye, and then they put the temporary dye in my hair, and then it was permanent dye, and they said that it would come out with Prel, and so I was washing my hair with Prel every day, and I was going, this is a feeling, and then it stuck. So then I had black hair for a summer.
So have you got black hair there?
Yeah, my hair's black in there. Yeah.
Can you show me again? Let me see. Yes, I do remember that. I do. I like that top I've got on. I wonder what happened to that.
Yeah, well, one may never know.
Yeah, well, never mind. Not to worry. Okay. Well, I've got rather a similar one to start with as well, but
no.
No.
There you go. Oh, that's a nice picture. But do you know what you've got to find? Oh, Nick has it, doesn't he?
What's that?
Because that's the same shirt I'm wearing in that one where I am maybe at my peak fatness.
That's
put it down
right.
Now. But that's the same night, I think, because that's the same shirt and that's the same. And and for people who know what I'm talking about, the picture of me, we'll have Nick scan it and we'll hold it up at another time. But
Yeah,
I look like Val Kilmer. There's a picture of Val Kilmer. You know who Val Kilmer is?
I've heard of him, and I
He's
would
an
know if I
actor.
saw him. Yes.
He was attractive. And there's just this picture of him where I mean, he's older, so it's like, who gives a shit? But he's clearly stopped caring at the time about, he doesn't have a movie he's shooting because he's heavy. And he looks very, I mean, he kind of looks like a heavy Ellen DeGeneres. And he's just sitting there like, and you can tell you can tell someone's taking his picture and he's just sort of frumpy and he's like, and uh and that always reminds me of myself in the picture that we're alluding to, that we don't have, that we'll show another time. All right, why don't you do another one then?
Oh, I thought that was a nice one. That was one of our dogs.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's Nick, that's my brother,
Nick.
and that's Sloopy, and that's
Loopy.
Sasha.
Yes.
Funny, because I brought one of Winston, another one of our dogs,
Oh, look at what a lovely picture.
who ended up weighing in at about 150 pounds when we were done with him.
140.
A true Wisconsin dog.
Yeah. Where's that? Where's that picture?
That's at our old house. That's at the
Is
house I
it?
grew up in. Yeah.
Peterborough Road?
Yeah, look.
I don't remember that rug.
The rug. That's what throws you
It's a
off.
nice
Look at
rug.
every other detail. That's a nice rug.
Yes.
You literally could find that rug at Target.
Yeah, you could. That's true. Okay, now I've got this one because I know you were very taken with this one of yourself.
This one I saw last weekend.
Can you see?
Yes, it's very well held up. Yeah, it's it's just I don't think I've ever seen a baby look like it's going through a midlife crisis. Like, it looks like, hold it up again. It looks like I am, like, it looks like I should be honestly, that looks like the Val Kilmer picture I'm talking about.
Does it?
It completely, the face where you're like, don't take my picture. And why am I eating off of the ground like some sort of animal? Why do I just have a dish?
I don't know. I've been looking at that to see if it is a dish.
It is a dish.
It is a dish, but I don't know
I'm
where
being
it is.
fed like a dog.
But it's obviously England, I think.
Oh, then it's fine. But I mean, I really look like I look like, if you would be like, how are things, Gareth? I'd be like, not good. The car got repoed. I'm gonna lose the house, and Diane left. But I'm drinking more than I should. Like, I look like
I've got a dish of food.
Don't worry about me though. I've got a plate of gravy on the ground to lick.
Yeah.
So things aren't terrible. I got my ground gravy, which is nice. Hey, does anyone have a cigar? Yeah, I'm 9 months. Yeah, give me a smoke. It's quite a picture.
Quite a picture. Okay, now this is that's me as a girl. I don't know whether I've shown that before.
Oh,
and
no, I
that,
don't think you have. There you go.
Those are some neighbours, and that's Deborah Littlewood. And I think Nick thought I should tell this story.
Okay.
About Deborah lived a couple of doors up, and then my other friend lived next door but one. And I was very close with the one next door but one. We got on really well. And Deborah was a bit like one of those two's companies, three's a crowd. And Susan said to me,
Susan's the one you liked.
Yeah, we tolerated Deborah. She was
very
she
nice.
was quite,
very nice.
Oh yeah, it was very nice of us. We let her into our little where Susan was so funny. In this one day, she said to me, I don't think Deborah Littlewood likes me. She said, let's go into her bedroom and I'll hide under the bed, and then you ask her what she thinks of me. So anyway, so I started to ask her, and she was saying, I can't remember what she said. And,
was it negative?
Oh yes. Oh
so
yes.
She just is like slagging Susan off.
Yes, in a Deborah way,
No, very Deborah, in the Littlewood way that she would. How she Littlewood.
But Susan and I were so naughty, and then eventually she bounded out of the bed and she said, "All right, Deborah Littlewood, so that's what you think of me."
Oh my God, that was this little child who never was allowed to or enabled to give an opinion again.
Wasn't it? I mean, it was so naughty.
Oh. Now, would you consider yourself a naughty child?
Probably for that time, yes, a bit devilish, but not the way kids are now. But
Not like I was when I was a child.
no, 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 no. Well, you weren't naughty. You were just
Not as a child, but I grew into naughtiness.
uh, you weren't. I wouldn't have said it was naughty. I don't know. I don't know what to call it really. Anyway, whatever word you want to describe it.
I would classify myself as naughty.
Would you? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, from
Well, I
probably
know
8th grade through, I would say
you
maybe
were
cleaned
naughty.
it up a little bit my last year of high school, but yeah,
I
I
think
was.
I think a lot of the parents didn't want their children hanging out with you.
No, none of the parents wanted the children hanging out. Literally none. Yeah, I think we've discussed that. All right, you got
Yes.
it. Let me do one. Now I don't know if
Okay.
you know who this is, but this was a Milwaukee celebrity. Do you know who this gentleman is? Now you're gonna have to let me off because I'm having a cigarette in this one.
I
Now
don't have a
you
clue.
won't know him by name because neither do I.
I haven't got a clue.
Do you remember when you'd be out in Milwaukee, you'd be out maybe having a drink or something, and there would be a guy who would walk around the bars and sell pepperoni and cannolis? Did you ever see him?
Vaguely.
So there's this guy who just had this amazing business model. He has since passed away, but he would walk around bars with an igloo cooler, and he would just go pepperoni cannoli, pepperoni cannoli, pepperoni cannoli, and then he would just he would sell drunk people pepperoni links, pepperoni sausages, or cannolis, and they would just. I mean, imagine if like in an English pub that didn't serve food, a man walked around selling chips and cod or something. You know what I mean? Like people in Milwaukee are like, "Oh my god!" Be like, "I'll take 3 of them," and he just would clean up. He worked maybe 2 hours a night, and he would just maybe even 4 nights a week, and he would just go to the bars and he would just get hammered people to buy pepperoni cannoli for, I'm sure, an exorbitant markup. But anyway, I found that one. I thought that was.
And he probably lived in River Hills.
Yeah, he probably exactly. Yeah, he probably owned some mansion somewhere. Yeah, he was taking the money away. Anyway, okay, you got another one?
Yes, I've got one here. I thought this is a really nice one of you and Nick on Nick's wedding day in Florence.
Oh, yes, in Florence. Yes, that is the top hat. I actually wore that top hat when Dave Anthony and I did some election coverage on election night, and people were wondering where the top hat came from. And yes, that was when Nick. Basically, what happened on the wedding day was Nick had gotten these suits, he'd gotten these top hats. He's a very details guy. Nick knows how to like make good things happen, whereas I feel like it eludes me. I don't know about you, but like for me, like I just the details. He's a details guy. But so he got us those hats and the suits, and we were riding matching bikes around Florence, right near what they call the Duomo. And I don't know if you know this bit. We'd split a really big Vicodin that morning, and so we
I'd heard.
we'd split a very large Vicodin, and then we'd gone and had a couple of drinks at probably about 10:30, and we were already really hungover, and so probably about 10:30 we were on Vicodin, empty stomachs, tipsy, riding our bikes around Florence on Nick's wedding day. Are you proud?
Yeah, well, yes, and don't you, Sandra? Patrick's wife, your aunt Sandra, I suppose she is. Yes, I never think about that.
She is.
But she said to Patrick, she said, "Oh my word!" She said, "Look at those two chimney sweeps cycling down the street," and it was you and Nick.
I love the idea that chimney sweeps are still a thing. So if you're born at a certain era in England, you just assume chimneys are getting swept for the rest of your existence.
I think it was so funny. And I think Patrick said, no, I think he said, no, he said, I'm sure that's Nick and Gareth.
Chimney sweeps look like Nick and Gareth. Yeah. Well, remember, people were also taking pictures of, people were asking to take their pictures with us. They weren't sure what was going on. They didn't know that there were just two men on,
two chimney sweeps.
two gentlemen on, light drugs and heavy alcohol riding.
It was a lovely wedding, that though, wasn't it?
It was a lovely wedding. I would say out of all of your sons, that was the best one.
I would say definitely. I agree. Yes, it was up there as the best.
Does it ever bother you that I don't get married? Does that ever bother you? What do you think of that?
I just think as long as you're happy.
That's what I think. I think that's a good. I think that's a good way to frame existence in general. As long as harm is not done onto another, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Yes, yes. Sometimes I think it would be nice if you had a serious significant other,
So
but
you would like to see me in a relationship, but you don't need me to put a ring on
no, I don't think there's any necessity.
it.
No,
Right.
none whatsoever.
Yeah.
No,
Well, the
no.
truth is, I grew up with an example of a great marriage, and so I've
Oh,
always
we.
been racing to get to the altar. As we learned on your wedding day, you were also drunk.
Yes, I was a little bit tipsy.
A
Yes, yes,
little bit tipsy.
yes,
You smelled like
yes,
a brewery, quote unquote.
yeah, yes, I did. Yes, but as you said, it wouldn't have been a brewery because
No,
we'd been.
it would have been a
Oh,
distillery.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, but
That's what you
anyway,
should have said. I believe I smell like a distillery, you douchebag.
might that be cut out?
No, 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 no. That shall stay. Um, okay. Do you have any more? I'm
I've
out.
got. You
You've got
know,
limit.
then.
All right. Why don't we do we'll do maybe two more.
Okay, I think this is such a sweet one of you and Ross with your Danger Mouse backpacks
Well,
on.
you're not doing well on the camera work on this one. Okay, there you go. Oh, God. So what we see there are for people who wonder what life was like before iPhones and the internet. You would just wear a backpack and look at a blank television, and that was fun. That was how you passed the hours.
Oh, dear, that's so fun. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I want to find because you know how we were talking about the old tellies.
I used to love Danger Mouse.
Oh, I know you did. I did
Uh,
too. I used to think it was really good. I loved it. Oh,
Penfold. Do you remember the bad guy's name?
Penfold.
No,
No.
Penfold was on his side. He was his assistant.
Oh heck.
It's hard.
Uh,
He was a
tell me.
frog or a toad. It's a great bad guy name for a frog. Baron von Greenback.
I would never have guessed that.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah.
Never. That's so funny. And
Oh, go ahead.
well, David Jason, who did the voice of Danger Mouse, is in loads of things here.
Yeah, he's a successful British actor. So what were
Yes.
you were segueing into another picture. What were you going to say? I cut you off.
But the one of the old telly, you know, when we first
Oh, right.
moved.
Yeah.
Because do you
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
But I don't think I've. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
we had a television that was of the 70s, probably into the 90s.
Yes, yeah,
Maybe early 90s.
and everybody, older people would know, and it was a console telly.
Well, and that means basically that you have your television and then you have an enormous wooden structure around it. So your 20-inch screen looks like a 50-inch screen, but it's really a 20-inch screen.
And I was really, really miserable when we first went to America, and all I wanted was one of those televisions. And when we got it, I loved it, and it was all like made of pressed wood. It was so cheap,
right.
and all, but you know, carved in a very tacky way.
Yeah, right.
And
Like only we could do in Wisconsin.
And we were talking about the Switch, weren't we?
What we were discussing was the remote, the life before the remote, which I, again, remember well because we kept this television. The television eventually had warp lines, so you'd be watching it and there would just be this.
Yes.
And you just get used to it. That's what you'd say to people. You'd say, "Oh, you'll get used to it," and then people would go, "Yeah, I'm used to it." But life without the remote was crazy. You would just sit there and just be like, "It sucks. I hate this." And you just tolerate it because you don't want to change the channel again.
And you'd have to watch every advert.
You'd watch everything. Channel surfing required so much movement.
Yes, yeah. It was exercise, wasn't it?
Yeah. The country was in a better place. I think remotes did this to us. All right, this is let's do this last one.
Okay. Well, this is the last one, and
right.
I don't know whether we've seen this one before, but certainly. But look, I think that's so funny. That's Christmas in England. That's you, Nan, Ross. And look at the paper chain in the back.
Yes, and I'm bottomless in this, right?
Are you?
Yes, I'm bottomless.
What? You haven't got any clothes on?
No, I'm sure I do, but I look like I'm rolling around like Donald Duck.
Yeah, and look at your face. Look at the smile.
Yeah, there is a really fun phase when kids don't know how to smile and they're
Yeah.
trying,
Yes.
and I'm right in
Yeah.
the midst of that. It's also I'm so cold because I have no pants on,
Exactly.
so it's
Exactly.
hard. Actually, I believe that's a shiver face I'm making because I've been uh, debottomed.
You've probably been outside. That was probably the rose incident when you fell in the roses.
Right? Yeah, when it ripped my
Do you
clothes
think?
off.
Do you think that was it?
I think that was it. Now you're
Yeah.
you're looking like you're trying to do one more.
No, I'm not. I don't want to.
We'll do one. Do you have one more that's good? If not, let's call it.
I don't think I do because I
Okay.
don't. I mean, I do.
No, no,
But
no. We can do next week. I've got some good ones for next week.
okay, wait a minute. Oh, this. Are you on that one? No, but this is an idea of some of the parties we used to have. Do you remember
So
sitting around that big?
you do have one. Yeah. So yeah, we used to have a very good social life in Wisconsin. There's I'm not sure who everyone is, but there's Nan's there. There's Grandpa there.
Yeah, that's Elizabeth
Liz
Poplar.
Cupnell, right? Judith,
Yeah, and then that
Nick in the
is
tiny chair,
Nick?
and then I'm obviously on the ground eating off of my floor plate because not pictured.
You're not allowed to sit at the table.
Of
You're
course
not.
not. No, I was
No.
only 13. I still needed to eat my floor gravy.
Yes, yes, you still.
Lap up your gravy, boy. Lap it up.
You can't sit at the table.
You get a spoon. You don't need a spoon. God's given you one. It's called your tongue, mate.
Get down. Get in your tray.
That's it. Put him in the crate. Put him in his crate. Well, lovely mother. A pleasure as always.
A pleasure as always. Yes. Absolutely.
Do you have any stand-up dates you'd like to promote at the end of this? Are you appearing anywhere?
No. Do you?
No. For once we have the same amount of bookings, which is nice.
Oh,
it's been a while.
Yes, but it's normal for me, but it's not normal for you. You're You're usually very busy.
You're usually busy, and now you get nothing, loser. All right. Well, this has been another fun episode of the PAMdemic. Now, if I were to I put little captions as far as what we discussed. What do you think would be the good thing to say we did in this one? Talked about throwing up, getting drunk when you're old.
Aren't you going to out? I
no.
think maybe you should.
No, that's great.
I can't quite remember. I'm sure that they said it was the carrots.
You can't, Mum. We can't lose carrot soap. So we'll say we talk about carrot soap. That'll be the nice diplomatic way of putting it.
And they were a big family, the Bowens, weren't they?
They were. They're great family.
Yeah,
some of the best times.
Yes.
Christmas. It's so strange because to my bone, I love Christmas because of growing up, having every Christmas in England and being around that family. And family used to be so important to us, even when our own family was in flux in many ways. You'd go there and you would feel like a part of a big group, and you'd feel love and animosity and revelry and all these different things. And I think it really does. It imprints on you, and it sticks with you, and it does for me. I mean, I still love Christmas music and all that shit because of kind of growing up there, and it does speak to what's happening now, why it's so hard for people to this is such a time to be around others. It's a peak time to be around others, and the idea that you can't do that, I think, is troubling, and it's very tough. Like, it's going to be tough. I don't remember the last time we didn't see each other around the holidays, so it's
no, because I always used to bring you and Nick. We'd come to England when we were in America, and then America. I've always come to the States.
Yeah, you come to LA.
And it's hard for me because I keep thinking that just about this time I'm getting on a plane and I'm coming to the States, and I'm not coming.
And you're bumped up to premium economy because of who? Santa Claus. All right, Mummy. All my love.
And all my love to you as well. Bye, sweet.
Bye.